Yes, Sri Lanka is been hit with higher inflation since their independence from 4th February 1948. What is an inflation? Inflation is a decrease in the purchasing power of money, reflected in general increase in the price of goods and services in an economy. In layman terms, the price of any essential goods will be more today than what I bought yesterday. Central Bank of Sri Lanka has reported a nominal price increase in the last 30 days. There are so many articles available in social media prescribing the massive price hike in essential goods. LKR, Sri Lankan rupee, had fallen 31% within just last 20 days. The frightening thing is that not only the price hike, the worst part is the lack of availability of essential goods. Government had imposed rationing for essential goods such as rice, vegetables, fuels, etc. We could see military all over Lanka to monitor this. We all know once military is on the floor, the game is on next level. As the metaphor says, Rome was not built in a day. The inflation hints was in the air of Lanka from 2019 or before that. With GDP better than most of its neighboring countries, with per capita income better than its political rivals, being blessed with the best scenic views in the world, what could have gone wrong? So, where had it all started? The first thing could be the Easter bombing of 2019. It was on Sunday, 21 April, on an Easter day. 3 churches in Sri Lanka and 3 luxury hotels in the commercial capital of Colombo were targeted in a series coordinated suicide bombings. Later that day, there were smaller explosions at the housing complex in Dematagada and guest house in Dehiwala. A total of 269 people were killed, including at least 45 nationals, foreigners, 3 police officers, and at least 500 were injured. This suicide bombing did slow down the tourism growth of the country. Tourism itself was contributing 10% of Lanka's GDP. Alright, tourism is only contributing 10% of the country's GDP. What about the rest? The incumbent government of Sri Lanka, under President Gotabaya Rajapaksa, made continuous cascading policy errors which resulted in severe, huge economic crisis for Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka has printed 1.2 trillion rupees in 2021. Data shows this is on top of 505 billion rupees printed in 2019. To cover government spending, the central bank began printing money in record amounts, ignoring advice by the International Monetary Fund to stop printing money and instead hike the interest rates and raise taxes while cutting spending, as well as the IMF warned that continuing money printing would lead to an economic impulsion. COVID-19, as you all know, COVID-19, without saying, has been affected adversely everyone. So has Lanka's once prosperous tourism. As experts says, the last nail in the coffin was the passage of Anti-Chemical Fertilizer Act by the Parliament in June 2021. Sri Lanka started the first 100% organic farming program and imposed a countrywide ban on inorganic fertilizers and pesticides in June 2021. Experts did warn about the possible collapse of farming, including a financial crisis, but Rajapaksa government ignored it. They had never considered the ability of a nation to produce biofertilizers for all their crops. By 2021 September, Sri Lanka experienced a massive drop in farming by 50% and the food shortages. The situation in the tea industry was described as critical, with farming under the organic program being described as 10 times more expensive and producing half of the yield by the farmers. Dated 22nd March 2022, with only reserve of 1.5 billion USD, Lanka have a debt of 9 billion USD. Finance Minister Basil Rajapaksa has urged all the government authorities to switch off all the lights at least till at least end of March 2022. In an attempt to conserve electricity, 10,000 bakeries being shut down to save cooking gas. Militaries guarding petrol pumps. Worldwide Sri Lankan embassies are getting shut down due to salary crisis. Schools are postponing examinations due to shortage of paper and ink. Can you believe that? It's definitely a panicking situation. But history is telling us that Sri Lanka is not alone or not the first to be in similar condition. Iceland in 2008, debt of 85 billion. Argentina 2001, debt of 145 billion. Russia 1998, debt of 17 billion. Mexico 1982, debt of 80 billion. What is the Rajapaksa government going to do to save the country? Buy out international sovereign bond and pay off current debts with given time frame, improve the financial situation and repay the debts. The issue here is, since the credit rating given by international agencies are less, which will result international financial institutions or capital markets may not provide more fund to Sri Lanka. Next option is approaching IMF, the International Monetary Fund, and request for a bailout. It is easy to get fund from IMF because the agenda of the institution itself is to provide financial aid to such situations. Problem here is, in such case of bailout, the government would have to agree to implement a series of economic policy reforms and restructures. Maintain a sustainable economic growth in the long term. Yes, Sri Lanka will have to go for an immense restructuring in finance. Reports are pointing us that Lanka is currently trying to get financial aid from neighboring countries. In January 2022, India pledged a total of $2.4 billion to overcome the lack of US dollars in Sri Lanka for business. Under SARC currency swap arrangement, India extended a 400 million and also deferred an Asian Clearing Union settlement of around 500 million. Moreover, India granted a new line of credit worth 500 million for the purchase of petroleum products. Having all said that, on 17th March 2022, Sri Lanka received further $1 billion credit line as lifeline from India in order to buy urgently needed essential goods and medicines. Let us all pray for the people who is suffering now, and let us all pray for the government to take wise decisions. If you think this video was worth watching, please encourage me by sharing and liking the video. Signing off, Akhil Krishna. Thank you.